and when we run it, as you see, first of all, it asks us to enter the ages. For example, when I enter like 15, you see you are too young, because the entered age is less than 218, right? But when I entered like 20 years or 25, let me enter like 25 years, you see you are allowed to vote because your age. What's up, my people? Let me welcoming you back to C++ programming language lesson. Yeah, as you see on your screen, now we are going to deal with a function in C++. Yeah, our today's task is this. We are going to write a C++ function program that requests the user to enter his or her ages. If the ages are greater than or equal to 18 years old, the program will display that you are allowed to vote, otherwise you are too young. Call this function from main and print the result in the main using namespace ctd, right? Yeah, now as you see, I would like to first of all to introduce you about a function in C++. Yeah, simply as definition, a function is a collection of statements that perform a specific operation or tasks, right? Yeah, it's kind of a piece of program that is designed to perform a specific task. For example, like when you use a scientific calculator, we have we're using different functions. For example, function for addition, for multiplication, for division, for sine function, cosine, and so on and so forth. So each key there, it's bullied by the specific function. Now we are going to write a function for checking whether the entered age is allowed to vote or not. Yeah, now what you need to know here also, it executes when it's called by its name, right? Yeah, because each function has its specific name, so to use it you have to call it. As I told you, there are different types of functions, so you have to call any function by using its name. So I would also to show you the syntax of function. So in the C++ program, the syntax of function is return type or data type, then followed by function name, which is to call it, and then parameters if any. If there is no parameters, you have to skip this space, right? Yeah, now you have now to open our function with open curly brace and then write the body of function, and after also close the function, right? Yeah, now without spending much more time, let us start our program. So as you know, each program must start with using namespace and then its main function. This main function is where we use it to call our function now. But after declare the using namespace function, we have now to declare our function. We can call it whatever name we want, but first of all, as I showed you, we have to start with return type or data type. Let us call it, let us use void. This void is a keyword used when there is no specific data type, right? Yeah, then function name, let us call it check. By going to check, let us call it check, and then there is no parameters, right? If their parameters, you can write like int x or int y. In that case, these x and y are parameters, but now we no longer need it, right? Yeah, now after this, we have now to open our function as I showed you in this syntax. You see, in this syntax. Now after this, our program it asks us to write a statement that requests the user to enter his or her ages, as you see here. Now we are going to write sound without statement to ask or request user to enter his age. Enter ages, and then end line. Right, then also we have to read these ages from the user, right? Yeah. After this, we are now going to check whether these ages are greater or equal to 18. If yes, this person with this age will be allowed to vote. Otherwise, he or she is too young, right? Then if these ages are greater or equal to 18, in this case we say that by using the out statement, now you are allowed to vote. This statement, you see, yeah, now you are allowed to vote. Then end line here, like this. But with what will happen if this condition is false? It means that someone that has the ages below 18, in that case we will say that you are too young, as required by our program. Right there, say out, then the statement says that you are too young, means that you are not allowed to vote. You are too young. This is what we requested to do. Then end line, you see. Then after checking these conditions, now as our program asks us to do, we have to call this function from main and print the result in the main function. And you know that the main function is this, you see here, int main function. Now these operations will be made inside of the main function. Going now to call function is just write the name of function, which is check, like this, and then we have function, now semicolon. You see, means that our program will start by here int main function, and then call this function. When we call this function, automatically we have to get this message ask us to enter the age. After enter the age, this function will check whether the age is greater or equal to 18. If yes, it will display you are allowed to vote. If no, it will display you are too young, as we write it, right? Yeah, now let us make compilation to check whether there is some errors. Yeah, you see now there is no errors. Sorry, here there is some error, there is one error. Let us check. Yeah, there is problem of declaration. We use ages, but we no longer make it declaration, right? So first of all, here we're able to make declaration of int ages, as you see. And you know, the first of all, we're able to make declaration of variable that we're going to use, right? Let us make compilation again to check whether there is some errors. If there is no error, we can now run it. Yeah, you see, it's just finished the success compilation in 2.56 seconds. There is no error. Now we can run our program. Just now let us run it. And when we run it, as you see, first of all, it asks us to enter the ages. For example, when I enter like 15, you see you are too young, because the entered age is less than 218, right? But when I entered like 20 years or 25, let me enter like 25 years. You see, you are allowed to vote because your age is greater than 18, right? So this is the simple way to write a function. What you need to know here is to make sure that you will be able to write and understand and analyze the syntax of function, which is return type, function name, and then parameters if any, and then you have to open or your function and then create or give it task what it will do in the body section, and then you have to remember that you must call it in the main function so as to make it functioning, right? Yeah, so let me thank you everyone who take his or her time to watch this video, and if it is helpful for you, please don't miss to subscribe to this channel, to like this video and share it to your colleagues. And if you have any question or idea, please don't hesitate yourself, write it in the comment section. Maybe can be the question you can ask us to write it some kind of program that you need to know. And also, as you see here, we used only the function with no return type, no parameter, but there are different types of functions that you can use it. So you can ask me for whatever you want about our lessons. So thank you, see you in the next video.